diving. Hope comes and stops us in our tracks. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you are doing well. It's actually pretty neat. It's because when I post to Take 12 radio, I automatically get a thing that says your post has been approved. I'm on auto approve. Woo! It is kind of nice when that happens. What he's saying is that he trusts what I put out, and he trusts that I'm not going to put something on his page that would cause controversy for him or make things worse, right? So welcome. I will not be ranting on this. I'm not going off anything like that, so don't worry about that. I am going through this though. It might turn into a rant. I doubt it though. Just not feeling like ranting. So, welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching live or the rewatch. Hello to all my rewatchers. I love you all. I am going to tout Trudging Together as the quietest following ever. I put a post for pictures and sobriety dates in the group 3 days ago. No one. They're like, I don't want to be in your silly video, Dion. I don't want to be in it. So I'm just going to do something different. So, all right. And switch over to chat here. And, all right. So this will be, and I actually talked to my wife about this a lot, that I get tired of people treating me different. So sometimes I'll meet people, right, and they're fine or whatever. But when they find out that I have anxiety, PTSD, it seems like they think that I can't handle myself. And they start treating me like a child. And it pisses me off. That ticks me off, man. Nobody likes to be treated differently, do we? I mean, I already feel set apart as an alcoholic, But there's more to us than alcoholism, isn't there? And you're finding that out. There's so much more to us than just our alcoholism. And a lot of us deal with extra things. Depression is going to be the biggest one. Who keeps doing that? Babe? What's that? Sounds like a dog. Okay.
It might be.
Okay, I'm going to shut the door.
She's in the bathroom.
Sorry about that. It was hard to talk on this, and here's I don't even want the dog over anyway. Actually, so yes, good evening, Patricia. It is good to see you. Where was I at? Well, I pretty much start up again anywhere, right? Oh, we were talking about depression. Right? So alcohol is a depressant. So you can imagine that at least for a little bit, for probably 3, 4, 5, 6 months, maybe a month. It really depends. That part really depends on when you stop drinking, because the more of a depressant that you put in your body, the more depressed you become. Okay. And if you already have depression, it's going to exacerbate that. Exacerbate. Right. And it isn't going to just make it kind of worse. Oh, no, no, no. It's going to make it like 10 times worse. Okay. Sometimes we think that alcohol takes away anxiety. Nope, it does not take away anxiety. What's going on is you're drinking and you no longer care. And you no longer care. Right? A lot of these things actually make mental illness worse. Okay. So it is not surprising. Okay. You may experience things like, it's called PAWS. It stands for post-acute withdrawal symptoms. I think it's symptoms. And these are things that could or might crop up in your recovery. Okay. Because even in the rooms, when people find out, they start to treat me differently. Okay. And I do not have a certain expectation on how people should treat me. I can deal with my own emotions now. For the most part, I'm human. I might make a mistake. Okay. But there is a point where, yes, I've worked through it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Okay. I'm going to use my family as an example. And I have 8 brothers and sisters, all of whom I've tried to have a relationship with. I want nothing to do with me. And I just don't understand it. 4 of them I've never even met. I thought that they would think it was cool that they had a younger brother. No. And I think what had happened, like with my older brother on that side, his name's Mark. He's a good guy. He's a cool guy. And I think he, when I first started talking to him, I was at like the height of my PTSD. And I didn't want him to see me go through that. And because of that, I think he decided he didn't really want to talk to me much anymore. But I can only assume. I can't even presume that. I can only assume it. Okay. And aren't we creatures of why? I'd like to know what I did to upset him so we can correct it and move forward. See, it's hard to have relationships with these same people who refuse to heal with you. Or they want to stay angry at one thing with you. Okay. Now, this is going to get a little different. Right? I'm going to talk about my niece, Taylor. I love Taylor. Taylor's awesome. I'm the disruptive uncle. When she was born, actually, she was about a year and a half, maybe 2 years, probably a little bit older. I got in trouble because I was teaching her bad habits. Right? She has autism. And her parents, which is my sister and my brother-in-law, are fantastic parents. They're great parents, right? And we go out of our way to make sure she feels, we don't like go out of our way, but Taylor gets to be who she wants to be. So why can't I? Okay. It's not very different. Oh, well, she's a child. Well, you've been treating me this way since I was a child. Right. If I was to go to my family about that, they would deny it. That's what they would do, deny, and then talk about how crazy I was. I'd like to know why the man that raised me, why he won't talk to me anymore. My little brother did the same thing. He talks to them. I know what the problem is. It's his wife. Money, money, money. I don't want any of his money. I just wanted some of his time. That's all I ever asked for. But he used money to love me. My cat's attacking the door that I closed. It's like kind of humorous. And I could give you some other examples, but what I'm not looking for here is sympathy. That's not what we're doing here. This is about letting you know that you're not alone. Right? I'm going to give you another example. All right. Not with my family this time. So, where we live, right? We've been working with this family for, just open the door. You got it? Okay. Thank you, babe. And what we do is we take care of the person here, and then we live here for quote unquote free, right? So I looked at the filters for the heater and saw that we needed new filters, so I sent him a message and let him know. And then my wife comes and talks to me a little bit later, and she says, he really just wants one point of contact. And okay, right away, I was already being treated differently. He was having a hard day, okay? But what she said was this: since we live here for free, we can take care of these little things. And I said, we don't live here for free. And if that's the mentality he's going to have with us, then we're going to have a problem. I live here for free. I sacrificed part of my business to move here. Free? No. Before I came on here, I went upstairs, spent a little bit of time, make sure she was okay. It's not free. Our time is worth something. Okay? Shannon and I are very, very good at what we do. Okay? And if the rent, let's say they could rent this to us, let's say $1,500. It's not a month's worth of pay, is it? No. You're getting a good end of a deal here is what you're getting. Okay? So if I live here for free, that means you pay for everything. Everything. Yeah, except for my personal stuff. Okay? Because I will not be treated because my life runs, I'm not going to be treated differently because my life runs a different way. Oh, he has PTSD. You don't need to walk on eggshells around me. I'm not the one doing that. They are. Because you have a certain I have a great idea. Why don't you just go talk to them? Just open up your mouth and start a conversation. Hi, Ingrid. Good to see you. I'm going to go on longer just because you showed up. I don't want to feel like you just missed it. So, for rewatchers, I may be doing some repeating, but I wouldn't mind getting into, what's the solution? Because I'm still looking. Do I just let all these people go? That's hard for me. I was told families stuck together, but I don't see them backing me. All right? Just like, I'm trying to think of another example of how I get treated differently. How about when you go to the, if you have Medicaid and go to the hospital, you get really treated differently. I think the other thing is this, is because I am the epitome, and yes, I'm meaning to say white here. I am the epitome of a white male. So I think people tend to look at me like, oh, he's okay. He's a white male. He can do it. That has nothing to do with it. It doesn't. Right? But I get looked at a certain way because of that. And don't tell me that I don't, because I do. Look at my first name. You think I haven't dealt with problems? Right? I've had more than one girlfriend who argued with her parents or grandparents, explaining to them that I was not black. People think I'm black. You did too. It's my name and my voice. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't care. I don't. I have a unique name. So that was quick. I guess I should wrap it up then if I'm triggering. If that's what I'm going to do, if that's what I'm doing, then I'm going to stop. So what would be a good solution on that? I'm not sure yet. I mean, I do love my brothers and sisters. I do love these people. I thought maybe I had triggered you because you were, maybe it's because it sounded like I was wrapping up or something. So here's the thing. I don't want to come on here and trigger other people. I don't like doing that. So that's why I said what I said. So if I didn't do it, no harm, no foul. If I did, then I'm making my amends right now. So you don't have to tell me here. If you want to send me a text or something like that, feel free to. I'm okay with it. Because when people contact me and said, hey, Dion, this and that, it tells me that you care. Right? Because bad attention is better than no attention. Just kidding. So if you have suggestions on this, please feel free to send me a message. You can put it in chat here. That's fine also. Am I allowed to say my piece? I used one of my sisters. She's in recovery. Just celebrated a good chunk of time. Right? I'm not going to say her name. Anonymity. Got to take care of that. Celebrated 20 years. Right? I've been trying to have a relationship with her for 7 years. And if she works the program, then why is she just blowing me off? And it hurts. I thought I would get a little bit. But there again, all I can do is assume. And assuming isn't going to do me any good. The only thing I can really assume there is that I remind them all of their father, and they all hated him. I don't hate him. I did when I was younger because I was a rebel and I had to hate something. Okay? But when it comes down to it, that man did nothing to me. I did get to talk to him before he passed away. I was not able to meet him, but at least I got a chance to say goodbye. I didn't know him for a couple months. No, it was about a year. And he passed. Right? So I was at least able to talk with a person who was not a part of my life, who had left at the very beginning. Well, I don't know. I wasn't there. So, going through, almost 50 years of life, to find out that, he was sober the whole time. my dad died with a lot of time sober. He was like 45, 46, somewhere in there. So, do I get to, like I was saying with my sister, do I get to speak my piece on that? Hey, I tried to be a part of, I tried to contact you. You just don't seem to want anything to do with me. Did I do something? Or do I just remind you of Dad? I don't feel like being angry about it, but I am hurt. Because they were all talking to me at one point, and then they just stopped. So, the only thing I can think of is that I remind them of their father. So, if that's the case, what a great guy. I'm going to end it on that. So, all right. Hey, thanks for hanging out while I was trying to figure this out. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Oh, no, not a big deal. Not a big. You know what? Actually, I love it when that stuff happens because then people get to watch how you handle it. Right? And since you're my producer now, I'm like, oh, time to wrap up. The producer says I need to wrap up. So I like that. Let's end on that. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I love you. Peace out and have a day.